This is Jean Marie Ward for BuzzyMultimedia.com, reporting from Balticon 45. With me today is Maria V. Snyder, the New York Times best-selling author. Welcome, Maria. You made your mark with the Study series and the Glass series, sweeping romantic fantasies set in a world reminiscent of our Renaissance. But your new series is a dystopian young adult. How hard was it to shift gears from pre-industrial to post-apocalyptic worlds?
It wasn't too hard. I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy books, and it's part of a lot of short stories and everything, so making the switch was really easy. I enjoyed the challenge, and being more creative in a different setting was a lot of fun, so it was a nice break from my fantasy books.
What themes did you find yourself carrying over from your adult work into the Inside series?
Well, the themes, a strong female protagonist is always somebody I'm drawn to. That's something that I like to have in my book. So definitely I had that theme. And also the theme of hope. Like, even though the situation may be really bad and things are really awful, there's always that slim chance that things will work out and that you shouldn't give up, that you should be persistent and stubborn and keep going no matter what, no matter what's thrown in front of you. And I think that's throughout all my books.
What about the importance of relationships?
Relationships, well, I always do like a little bit of romance in my books. I can't help that. There's always somebody that, you know, they kind of spark. They first hate each other and they argue and everything, and then they end up being together. But I like the fact that they're partners, more so that then they're like, you know, he's coming in to rescue her. It never is that way in my books. It's always like they build a partnership. They work together. They are equally strong. Sometimes she rescues him, and sometimes he does rescue her, but it's not consistent.
Sort of like it is in real life.
Yes. That's what I hope for, anyway.
Yeah, I think we all do. How does writing young adult fiction differ from writing for adults, or does it?
It didn't for me, actually, because I wrote it the same as I would write for an adult. I might have taken out a few curse words that I thought might be a little bit too harsh for the young adults, but I didn't shy away from anything else. I didn't shy away. I didn't worry about word choice. I know young adults are very savvy readers, and I just went with it. The only thing is it's a little shorter than my adult books, and it has a younger protagonist. She's around 17 instead of like 19 or 20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. Though, of course, in past times and certain parts of the world, you're an adult at 15.
Yes.
Scary thought.
It is scary.
You also teach and mentor the Master of Fine Arts program at Seton Hill University. How have your experiences as a teacher changed the way you approach your work?
Well, it definitely has opened my eyes up to problems. When I see problems in my students' work, and I really harp on them about it, and then I go to my own work, and there's the same problem right there in front of my face. So it really does help me that way. And also teaching, when you know, there's certain things that I'll pull apart, like action scenes. I'm going to teach a module, 3-hour modules on how to write an action scene. And just sitting down and preparing for that module, I really learn a lot. And then that's all that stuff I can apply to my writing. So it's all good. Like, that's all experience is good for me as a writer, too.
And you've been bringing that experience to the cons that you've been attending. I noticed here you had essentially a mini writing workshop going on.
Right. Yes, I actually taught 3 mini writing workshops. What I did is my Seton Hill classes are 3 hours long, but I condensed it into an hour workshop, and I had one Friday, one Saturday, one today, and they were well attended, which I was really surprised that the rooms were actually packed. So I do like to help other writers.
Yeah, that's great. We all need the help for sure. What's next for your characters, your series, and you?
Okay. Well, finished up a new series about a healer in a post-plague world. The plague has come through and killed like 2/3 of the population, and government and, you know, law enforcement has pretty much broken down, and healers are on the run because they blame the plague on the healers mucking about and things that they shouldn't. And so she's on the run, and of course, you know, that's where it starts. And of course, she gets in a lot of trouble. And that's the Healer series starts with Touch of Power, which is coming out January 2012, followed by Scent of Magic, and then Taste of Death, which will be the 3 books in that series.
Hey, if the characters didn't get in trouble, we wouldn't have books.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be reading them. So that's as far as writing, that's what's coming out. And for me, I'm just going to keep writing. I am going to Australia in August to do a book tour down in Australia and New Zealand, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh,
going there. And
that's so cool. Is that to publicize the Inside series?
yes, Outside In is coming out in Australia in July, and so it's to publicize that. And also, you know, my other books there have been pretty popular, and so I get to meet my readers in Australia and New Zealand, so I'm really looking forward to it.
That's totally cool. Anything you'd like to add, perhaps about your earrings?
Oh, do you like my earrings?
I love your earrings.
I love them too. Nobody ever says anything. These, I got them at a craft fair. Somebody made them out of polymer clay. And this is my boy. I have a son, so this is my son Luke, and it's in my right ear because he's right-handed. And this is my daughter Jenna, and she's in my left ear because she's left-handed.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
That's
I love
great.
these earrings, and I don't hear too much about them.
Well, they're
so thank
beautiful.
you.
One last question. Where can your fans find you? On the web?
Yes,
You mentioned the cons and in bookstores. So, website?
Yes, my website is mariavsnyder.com, all one word, and yes, all my books are on there. You can read an excerpt from them, and there's links to buy them online. Most bookstores have them, but sometimes you'll have to ask about where they're put, because sometimes they're put in romance, sometimes they're put in science fiction, fantasy, and sometimes they're put in young adult. So, and I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, and I'm on Goodreads, and I have a blog as well.
Great. And in addition to the tour, the book tour in Australia, will you be appearing at any other conventions this year?
I will be at another anime con up in New Hampshire, out near Boston, actually. I'm going to be a guest of honor there, which is really fun. I've never been a guest of honor before at a convention. And I might be at Romance Writers of America end of June, but I'm on a waiting list.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not sure.
With the Anime Con in New Hampshire, is that because there's a manga of your work coming out, or? No,
I don't know why they invited me. They really like the inside out, outside books in
Oh,
books,
that's
and they
very cool.
invite guests from all different, you know, genres and fields. So I said, I don't know that much about anime. He said, that's okay. So
that is
there
for
we
the
go.
win.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us here today at buzzingmultimedia.com,
Yeah,
and thank you, viewers.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to talk.
Great. Jean Marie Ward signing out.